its original announcement at E3 2019, Roller Champions has built a community of players that are dedicated to taking this game to a competitive level. Some of these players will get the chance to play in the EU beta, but this might be your first time rolling into the world of Roller Champions. So today, I, Riley Rocks, am gonna take you through the fundamentals of RC and show you a few tips and tricks to help you improve to become the best player you can be. The goal of the game is to score more points than the other team by shooting a ball into a net. In order to score a point, you have to make a full lap around the rink with the ball in hand, starting from the 1 line, which is located directly next to the goal. To complete the lap, you'll have to skate through the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th gate before you get the chance to shoot. If you lose possession of the ball at any point during your lap, your progress will reset and you'll need to start a new one. The more laps you get, the more points you score. 1 lap is 1 point, 2 laps is 3 points, and 3 laps is 5 points. And 5 points is all you need to win the game. That sounds simple enough, but when you enter the arena with other players, you'll realize pretty quickly that you have some obstacles to overcome. One of the most important skills to learn in Roller Champions is gaining and maintaining speed. In order to get that ball around the rink, you'll want to move quickly and efficiently, and this is why the pump mechanic is your best friend. By default, you hold down the right trigger to pump. This mechanic should be used when you're going downhill, which can be done on any slope in the arena. Timing a pump correctly is crucial in gaining speed, and knowing when to stop is how you maintain it. You won't want to hold it for too long or use it on a flat surface because, well, that won't get you very far. It's a pretty simple mechanic, but it's good to get a feel for it so you can feel comfortable while moving around the arena. When you feel like you've mastered the pump, you can pick up the pace with the more advanced technique of jumping as you go up the wall. With enough time and practice, you'll be able to glide around the arena and outskate anyone. There are also other mechanics that can help with gaining speed. You can use the team Grapple mechanic to boost yourself off of a teammate by holding down the left bumper when you're close enough to them and releasing it when you want the boost. This can be done without the ball, but it's an especially valuable mechanic as the ball carrier because getting a boost on that final corner can be the difference between an open net or the opposing team gaining possession. If you don't have the ball in hand, you can use the Uppercut mechanic by using a tackle immediately followed by a jump. This can give yourself height, which effectively gives you enough speed to keep up with the other team. It's worth noting that while it's good to get the hang of these mechanics on your own, it's also good to practice using them against bots. Bots can be brutal, and learning how to avoid them can help you out when you jump into a game. If a player is attempting to cut you off, you can't always swerve around them. Sometimes it'll come down to dodging, which can be done in 2 ways. One way is using the normal dodge or the extended dodge mechanic. When holding the ball, you can tap dodge to move yourself with your analog stick in whatever direction you'd like to dodge. If you'd like to use the extended dodge, just tap dodge twice. Alternatively, you can do something we call a break dodge. This is using your normal break to stop in your tracks to fake out your opponent. This move is a really effective way to avoid someone. Sometimes moving slowly is the right play depending on the situation. Now that you've mastered your movement and you're running circles around your opponent, you'll realize that in order to win, you're going to have to score the ball. Now, shooting the ball is simple. You hold the trigger, charge the shot, and release. But getting the hang of shooting can be a little difficult at first. Understanding the placement of your crosshair and just how charged your throw needs to be is something that takes time. So I personally recommend you hop into a custom game and skate around while practicing your aim. You can also take the time to adjust the size of your crosshair. I know personally I had an easier time shooting the ball once I scaled mine down, but that comes down to preference and whatever you're comfortable with. When you are comfortable with shooting, it's tempting to run that final corner and chuck the ball, but some players know how to make a save, so it comes down to you figuring out when to shoot and when to fake them out. This game is a team game at its core, which means getting a good pass to a teammate can be crucial. There are 2 ways you can pass the ball. One is by using the automatic pass, and the second is a manual pass. An automatic pass is accomplished when both players press the pass button. This pass is the safest and quickest way to get the ball to your team, but it's still important to understand how it works and how the ball moves after it leaves your hands. The ball moves along a predicted path based on the movements of your teammate. These passes will seem easy when you're close together and on equal ground, but they get a little trickier down the line when you want to pass to someone that's on a wall or rounding a corner. The predictions are accurate, but it's important to note that if your teammate strays off the predicted path, the pass isn't likely to land. This is why communication between both players is vital. Manual passing is using the normal shooting mechanic to pass the ball. This is a bit trickier for a few reasons. 1, it's up to you and your teammate to make sure it's accurate, and 2, it's not nearly as quick as the auto pass. What that means is while you're charging up a throw, you're vulnerable to being tackled. However, if you have a clear lane and enough time, a manual pass can be what ensures your team keeps possession of the ball. Additionally, you'll notice that if you aim at the ground, your crosshair changes. When this happens, it means you'll bowl the ball once you release it. This can be used to roll the ball to a teammate, or later down the line you can use it to self-pass the ball, which can help with gaining speed a little quicker. Passing isn't always necessary, so it all comes down to you making the right choice on whether or not throwing the ball betters your chances of completing that lap or scoring the ball. I mentioned previously that Roller Champions is a team game. The game includes 2 team moves that allow you to work together to pull off plays you couldn't do alone. Firstly, the move I mentioned previously was the team Grapple, which essentially turns your team into a boost pad. Second, when you're holding your teammate's shoulder, you can jump and use them to launch yourself in the air. This move can be used when you have the ball already in hand, or you can mix it in with passing and score the ball before the other team even knows what's happening. To wrap things up, I'd like to talk about defense. Defense is a difficult topic to cover because there's a lot that goes into understanding different defensive strategies, but there are multiple mechanics that can be implemented into every playstyle. Firstly, you have the normal tackle and the extended tackle. These 2 tackles are simple, but you'll find they're what you use in most defensive scenarios. The Roundhouse Kick is achieved by jumping, followed by tackling. This kick is brutal, and it's great for smacking someone off the wall. The dive, or what we like to call the drop kick, is done by tackling twice while you're airborne. This move is good for hitting someone that's far away and hitting them really hard. Finally, one of my favorite moves in the game, the uppercut. I mentioned this move earlier in the video when talking about how to get speed, but this is easily one of the most versatile moves in the game. Whether you're gaining speed, catching a ball, hitting a player mid-air, or making a save on net, the uppercut will prove to be a valuable tool. When you understand these mechanics, you can use them in defensive scenarios like shadowing the ball carrier or rotating back to net to make a save. Defense takes practice just as everything else does, but if you're dedicated to bettering yourself and you're not afraid to mess up every now and then, you will be well on your way to becoming a champion. Truth be told, it's tough to capture all the details on how to play Roller Champions at a high level, but if you focus on the fundamentals, you'll do great in the rink. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more content and a different perspective, my good friend Justin is making another great video where he uses his experience as a high-level player to help you improve yourself in-game. I'd like to give a huge thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video, as this simply would not have been possible without them. And lastly, thank you to all of you that tuned in. I am so unbelievably excited for this game, and I cannot wait to see you all in the rink. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you around.